Alright. It's Jared here from Crypto Plan. How is everyone going? I hope you're well. I know I've been well. We are edging our way so gently out of lockdown here, and the weather was provided for us on the weekend by old Mother Nature. So I've been beaching and enjoying myself with the family and just generally exhausting myself, and I think it was the perfect weekend to not be looking at the screens too much, even though I did have a peek at it on my phone every now and again while we were dipping. But yeah, I was looking away because I know that this is just half time in the crypto market, and some are saying this is the end, some are fearful. The fear index is right up there in the doldrums. There's crypto kind of YouTubers that are taking advantage of that fear and clickbaiting with their thumbnails, and I know that they don't believe it's the end either. But I guess you have to have the bear case, and you have to contemplate whether have we had a good run, and is it all over? But I'm just going to outline a few things of why I'm kind of still short-term bearish, short-term choppy, but long-term bullish, and where we're going to pull back to and what charts are doing and where we're going to go. So it's not the end for me. It's just half time in the crypto, and that's where we're at. All right, please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, and please click the notification bell if you would like to be notified of the videos. It really does help me out, and thank you to everyone that has done it. We are nearly at 2,000 subscribers, which is super awesome because I'm pretty much only able to do this part-time, and to see it grow this quickly is great. So keep it up and keep commenting and all that sort of thing as well. And I'm trying to get to your chart requests. So I'm going to do a full video on YouTube chart requests, so that's coming up this week hopefully, so bear with me. All right, so we're on the total crypto market minus Bitcoin, and this is the chart that I'm watching super keenly because of a couple of things. Mainly because I feel like the back test is not complete for a couple of reasons, and if we zoom in even further, let's kind of get right in on this. So since the 19th of Feb, we tested a level that became a support level, a resistance level for quite a long time. So 2 wicks fired up there to the kind of the 700 billion market cap. Then we had a series of wicks here that just couldn't quite make it. Then 13th of March, it tapped it, tried, couldn't make it, tap, just broke through it, tap, pulled back, and then eventually we kind of built up the steam to break through, right? So 707 billion of a market cap there is a clear resistance level. Now, for it to become a support level, charts usually like to flip over itself. So let's grab our pen tool and just look at this, and for those of you that understand I guess the way waves work, this is the way markets work, right? So, if we call that white line 0 or the mean, we have to go like that, right? And we have to come back down and touch it, right? So that's one wave, and then the reality is that somewhere up here will be the next kind of wave, right? So if we move back over here, so the price will hopefully bounce back up, and then there will be a new line there. So we'll kind of do an S around that, and it's just a normal thing that charts do. And I'm going to show you examples of that throughout lots of charts, and see that what is going on is merely a back test of previous levels of resistance and turning them into support, So these will be key levels coming into the bear market. These will be reaction levels in the bear market, and they potentially could become new floors in the in the bear market, or new kind of breakout levels to watch for the next time. So it's very, very important to notice this kind of price action. So that's the altcoin market there. The other reason why I feel like we're in half time is, and if we go over to our, where is it? Oh, we had that Bitcoin dominance chart. There it is there. Bitcoin dominance chart is basically in this zone here. And if we kind of zoom back out a bit more, so for me, for alt season to kick off and for things to fire up, it needs to be below this 49.5. Now, it just really is indecisive, so Bitcoin's correcting, alts are correcting, like the market doesn't want to decouple yet, so there's a lot going on. And I guess the reality is that going back to this total 2 is that this particular chart is saying that in general, the altcoins are well past their all-time highs and pulling back to kind of, support resistance levels. But you've got things like Dash, which is below its all-time high, XRP, which is below its all-time high, Gamecredits still below its all-time high, Peercoin, EOS, ZRX probably flirting around with its all-time highs, XLM flirting with its all-time highs. So not everything is as extended as the entire altcoin market. So what that's saying to me is that, there's either going to be money flowing from, those overextended altcoins back into these underextended ones, like kind of a value play, or, new money is going to keep coming in, and then eventually, the rest of these charts pull their way up to be testing all-time highs and breaking out from all-time highs. So that's why we're a little bit choppy. That's why I see that there's potentially profit taking going on. There's potentially fear of people that got in very late to say things like Polkadot and things like Cardano and things like, even One Harmony, you can see that, it was up at 24 cents and then it went back to 10, or 7 or 8 cents because people came in late. They thought it was always going to go up forever and ever, which it never happens. And then you just see these massive pullbacks. So I guess, using that chart in general, going to One Harmony there, you can see once again, there was a level of kind of resistance support there created, pushed out of it, and then came around and closed the gap, tested it again, and then kind of fired on out of there. Gamecredits kind of did it perfectly as well. If we come over here and grab a particular, level there and say, well, there's a couple of wicks there, prices found that as resistance, 16 cents, something like that, broken through it, 2 or 3 taps of resistance, and then broken through it, and then come around and back tested it as support. And boy, did it bounce off that as support, like it did not spend much time at all dipping down there, and you can see that wick between, 16 cents flat, and it closed that wick at 20 cents. So that's a 4-cent spread between, where the candle went and the candle close, so we're on a daily chart here. So that's super bullish, like V-shaped recovery there. So you can see these things firing out of there. They're doing that turnaround test. Hathor done the same thing, if you call this level here, the resistance broke out of there, kind of went sideways for a bit, and just found, just wanted to kind of dip below it, and it closed on there for support, and then it fired its way out of there, right? So that's another example there of what is going on, and these kind of short-term moves are closing out, and resistance is turning into support. EOS again, another coin that kind of had a bit of kind of resistance here back in early March, kind of tried to break out of a level, really broke out, and then pulled back sharply. And it's just back tested another kind of key level that, and I guess if we look further and further back, there's potentially some other resistance levels, but no, it's more just a local resistance that it had here that it wanted to, so 2 touches there, touch, and then broke out and then touched back. So it's kind of that S move around, you know, the mean. So like that. So it's done a little snaky move. So it's been below, touched the line, been below it, arced around, crossed the line, and then come back and touch the line, and then we'll fire on out of there. So you're probably going to see a lot of short-term action to the upside in the altcoins. Hopefully they start making some higher highs and higher lows while Bitcoin does its thing. And I just want to be transparent again that anyone that hasn't watched my video in the past about my clear and honest target about Bitcoin, somewhere around here between, I guess, 41.5 and potentially dipping as low as kind of 38.5, 37.5 potentially. And for the same reason that I see over on other charts is that, you know, is this the level that it tried to break out? But I think possibly more like something like that, or even where would we get more touches? Probably there. You know, like we had the most kind of struggle breaking through, like just under 40 there. So this was a resistance level. So it kind of pierced through 40 there with like bullish momentum, kind of retraced, found, you know, just under 40, touched that. Big wick, couldn't quite even get to 40, just peached over 40, but then had another wick just at 40. And so that's the level for me. If Bitcoin's going to do this move where it comes around and then closes that gap, that's what needs to happen. I think this particular move here was and is like bullish, as in, you know, there's a lot of people in the market. A lot of people want to buy Bitcoin. You know, Tesla and Elon Musk and PayPal and all the things that are going on, and the media's talk about Bitcoin. So it does attract a lot of retail buyers, I guess. But then this particular sequence, or this kind of ascending channel, kind of bearish in a way, because if you see what happens here when a price is discovered and then there is a triangle pattern to break out of. So if you see here, when we had to kind of break out of that, generally once that was broken, the move was bullish all the way up, right? But when you've got this kind of higher high, higher lows in this ascending wedge pattern, and then it breaks down, it naturally created this kind of bearish momentum and then a correction, you know. So this wick today could potentially be things like shorts closing, or that little retracement rally kind of gets up to a level again and then pulls back down for a further lower low. Now, not saying that's a guarantee that'll happen, but I'm prepared for either scenario, you know. And I think that either scenario is in play, and that's why I feel like it's choppy, because this structure is not similar to all the structures that have been playing out all the way up, you know, where price discovery, downtrend, and then breakout, you know, price discovery, downtrend, breakout. Like, so that's what I see, and that's what's going on for me with Bitcoin. I'm still seeing, you know, somewhere just slightly below 40,000 is in play for a correction, but I tell you what, it'll bounce, because it'll just be a wick and it'll be tapping off that, and it's just kind of saying, yes, that's now my support. And once again, is 40,000 going to be that kind of average level throughout the next bear market? You know, is that going to be the new kind of mean? You know, is it going to get up to 80 or 90,000 or 100,000 in this bull market and then pull back to 40? You know, maybe dip below it a couple of times, but just find 40 as a new level of support and resistance throughout the next bear market. So once again, we're seeing, you know, some levels being created, you know, some key levels being hung around and created. And that's what we like to see for the future, to understand these charts. So that's my take on crypto halftime, and I hope you liked it. And this has been Jared, and I've been Crypto Plan. And please like, subscribe, and do all that stuff. It's been a real pleasure sharing all this stuff with you and being involved in this channel. And we're nearly at 2,000 subscribers. So just if we get over the edge this week to those 2,000, that'd be super cool. And I'd be just, yeah, I'll be happy. And I am going to get to your requests of charts. I'm going to do a full video on subscriber request. So that's going to be coming this week. Anyway, bye now. I've been Jared, Crypto Plans. See you later.